Izzo, Supreme, my people. Supreme. Y'all better get ready today. This is something that I'm gonna do for my YouTube family. So my YouTube family that's on here, don't get mad at me. The only reason why I'm doing it this way is because the video that I'm gonna play, YouTube, I don't want no issues. So, and I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna give. Let me see. I'm gonna give food for thought, and you do the dishes. That's what I'm gonna do. But in the meantime, let me get some of my juice ready. Sit this right here. Let me get some of my juice ready. Want to do some of my juice ready. Yeah, abundance, my people. I'm great. We great. I'm school. Getting ready. Well, I don't want to say school. I'm ready to be a good reminder. I'm ready to be a reminder. So, depression is made up. That shit is made up. So hold on. Let me get my stuff together. Let me get my snacks together. I'm ready to go upstairs, get on the computer. I'm ready to play a video for y'all. I'm ready to go in. 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 I'm ready to go in, but let me just show you something, bro. If your shit don't look like that, your refrigerator don't look like that, and you got frozen meats and shit all up in your freezer, I don't want to hear none of that shit, man. I don't want to hear none of it. If shit don't look like that, I don't want to hear none of it. I eat this, I do this. I don't want to hear none of that shit. What's up, the mystical one? Oh my goodness. Woo! Boy, the motivation is there. I'm ready to do some schools. Ready to be some. People be telling me I'm a teacher. I'm ready to do some schooling real fast. I'm ready to do some schooling real quick. The mystical one. Oh my goodness. Years old. Abundance to people. Let me get up here real fast. Get my shit together. Hold on for 1 second, my people. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get my Anubis because I want this to be right. Rest in peace to all lives. Rest in peace to all lives. Let me go on up here. Get this working real fast. Depression is made up. Pretty much all of these psychiatric diagnoses that they're giving you, they're all made up. And it's all to mask up the true problems the true problem that we are, not problems, but problem that we have. All other races, the complex cell knows already that they're not natural to the planet. And not only are they know that they're not natural to the planet, hold on. And they know they not, hold on, let me see something here. Depression is no accountability. You already know. All right, so hold on. Before I get on here, right? I'm gonna give you an opportunity to provide your. In fact, hold on. Let me go live with you. Waste my time, and I'm gonna block you. Oh shit, that shit, man! What the hell, bro? I ain't in time, bro. Let me get off of here, man. Let me get on here and get back on my thing, man.
Go ahead, man. Get on this shit. I was trolling.
All right, bro. All right. Yo, my brother is off the hook, man. But anyway, oh man. All right. So now let me put my thinking cap back on. Messing with him, man, in my live, man. Let me put my thinking cap back on. All right, here we go. Everything that they diagnose us with is to mask up the truth and what's really taking place with us internally as well as them internally. It's pseudoscience. See, they want to tell you that it's pseudoscience to believe in other life forms that have intelligence. They want to tell you, but it's okay for you to believe in God and believe in the devil. See, they want to tell you it's pseudoscience that a tree has life, bees have intelligence, but they want you to believe in a tooth fairy, Santa Claus, and all that other bullcrap. No, that's all a lie. The problem is that all of these diagnoses or medical terminologies that they're using in a psychology field are all terminologies to mask up what's truly taking place internally. The group of people on this planet, I told y'all, if you look at the movie Jurassic World, when they were genetically splicing and creating animals, the one species that they genetically spliced and created could not coexist with the rest of the animals. And the reason why it could not coexist is because it was confused. It did not know how to move and navigate throughout nature. So if you look at nature, animals don't do senseless killing. If you look at nature, animals won't even fight each other. For real, for real. The only time you see animals fight each other is for food and for mating purposes only. That's it. Look at nature. Just look at nature for yourself. Two animals that are opposite of each other, that don't get along with one another, will walk away from each other before they have a physical conflict with one another. Why is that? Why is that? But yet we have been told something totally different when it comes to nature. Nature is violent. Nature don't have no common sense. Nature is beneath us. No, it's not. You would never see a lion just going around killing animals just to kill. Lions don't do that. You will never see an elephant or a hippopotamus just going in rage for no reason. They make it seem like these animals, when they had the circus, the elephant that went crazy that was in a circus, or the elephant went crazy, is something wrong with it. No, it wasn't. The elephant got tired of the abuse that has been going on with it, and it snapped out to say, all right, I'm tired of the abuse. Stop abusing me. That's no different than you should do. But the only difference is that they're keeping you in a docile state with these chemicals inside of our food. And with other races of people, they're prescribing antidepressants. And let me just make this very clear. You cannot prescribe a medicine that's going to clear up your genetic default on a planet that you feel and know that it's not conducive to your phenotype. You can't do that. You can try to mask it up all you want as well as you can, but it's coming to an end with the masking. So I'm going to play a video for you. And the only reason why I didn't play this video, this is something that I really should do on YouTube, but I'm not going to do it on YouTube because of the video that I'm playing first. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a neurologist. I'm not a geneticist. I'm not a biologist. However, I have common sense and I can fucking read and I can comprehend what I'm reading. And again, I'm just going to bring this to your attention and you do what you want to do with it. Point blank and simple. But here for the males that come into my live, and you be just the new males. I'm talking about the ones that be energy vampires. Those right there. This is the difference. This separates me and you. When you sit there and you look at a woman values a man intelligence. She values a man masculinity. You see what I'm saying? These are the two things that she values. She doesn't value money over that. That's what little girls do. Little girls that can't make their way in life, and they feel as though that they should use their beauty and their sex to get their way in life, and that's the key to life. No, she would never. A woman that only looks at the physical aspect of life would never value a man like this, because she will always feel intimidated. She will always feel like she can't flourish because she only want to flourish in a 3D dimension. And the same thing goes vice versa when you're dealing with a woman that's thinking, that's not exposing herself to the world, like, sexualizing herself. And then the male is looking at her like, yo, well, I want to go to the bar and get something drinks. I want to get some drinks in you. I want to get some animal food in you. But she be like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm on some chill. That's a threat to a boy. You feel what I'm saying? But that's not a threat to a man. But see, we have been in reverse, and we have grown to love the things that are not conducive to our soul. So when males come into my life and you want to sit here and you think females don't fucking like me because I'm fucking the handsomest man in the world. I'm not the most handsomest man in the world. Motherfucking men don't respect me because I'm the most intelligent man in the world. Men respect me because of my soul, because of my passion. You feel what I'm saying to you? And I don't back down from ignorance. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm not challenging you physically. But I'm not backing down off because you feel like you articulate yourself better than me, or you have a master's degree or a bachelor's degree. None of that shit is going on, because I know a lot of my brothers that ain't never been in that fucking school, that don't even want to be in those college campuses. But I tell you one thing, they ready. Their intuition is very strong, and they ready. I can tell you that right now. They ready, right? The brothers that I know, that even if I haven't spoken to you physically, that be in this live, that have left messages, I guarantee you, they are ready. They no fooling them no more. You're not getting my energy out of me. I'm not creating your world, which is my prison. And see, this is what separates me from the foolish ones. You understand what I'm saying to you? Or even you, when you come on here and you were just looking for females, or you looking for you want some sort of attention. I don't get nothing from Instagram. I don't promote my clothing line. I don't do none of this shit. I just come on here and drop information, reminders, jewels. That's all I'm doing, is dropping gems and reminding you of your own individual greatness and your energy that these people are using, and telling you that you should be praying to somebody else and you should be on your knees. No, that's not happening no more. So let me get this video started, and let me just turn around real quick. Let me turn this around real quick, and I want y'all to hear it. So if y'all can't hear it, let me know. If y'all need me to start it over, I have no problem with that as well. Let me see how I want to do this. No. Fuck it, I'm gonna have to hold this in my hand. She golden. All right, here we go.
I've never agreed with psychiatry, ever. Psychiatry is a pseudoscience. But Tom, if she said that this particular thing helped her feel better, whether it was the antidepressant or going to a counselor or a psychiatrist, isn't that enough? You have to understand this. Here we are today, where I talk out against drugs. Do you know what Adderall is? Do you know Ritalin? Do you know now that Ritalin is a street drug? Do you understand that? The difference is, I'm against the will, though. Madam, I'm asking you a question. Madam, asking you a question. I understand there's abuse of all of these things. Now, you see, here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do. Aren't there examples, and might not Brooke Shields be an example of someone who benefited from one of those drugs? All it does is mask the problem, man. And if you understand the history of it, it masks the problem. That's what it does. That's all it does. You're not getting to the reason why. There is no such thing as a chemical imbalance. So postpartum depression to you is that kind of a little psychological goop, goop? No, I did not say that. I'm just asking what would you call it? Matt, now you're talking about two different things. That's what she went on the antidepressant for. But what happens, the antidepressant, all it does is mask the problem. There's ways of vitamins and through exercise and various things. I'm not saying that isn't real. That's not what I'm saying. That's an alteration of what I'm saying. I'm saying that drugs aren't the answer, that these drugs are very dangerous. They're mind-altering, antipsychotic drugs. And there are ways of doing it without that, so that we don't end up in a brave new world.
Controversy over a new depression study. You may have seen a wave of headlines this week saying that a new study shows basically everything we thought we knew about depression isn't true. And you probably heard this before, that depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain, specifically serotonin. It's on this premise that the majority of antidepressants are based, which represent a more than $11 billion global market. More than 37 million Americans take antidepressants, most of them SSRIs, which work to correct the balance of serotonin. So this newspaper summarizes that there is in fact no hard evidence to support that depression is caused by a disturbance of the brain's serotonin.
This seems to me like a landmark set of results, that this could be a total game changer in the way that we tackle depression in this country.
So there's been an idea around for a long time that actually the evidence about serotonin doesn't stack up, that there are studies out there that are negative or inconclusive, but no one before has got all the research together and looked at it in total. And found that not one single area of research on serotonin, at least the main areas, really provides any convincing evidence that depression is associated with low serotonin levels.
But then, what is depression associated with? What causes it? I mean, we're talking about a debilitating condition, and we're going to come to. So what is causing the problem?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. Of course, there's research going on into lots of other possible biological causes and has been for decades, but none of them have come up with any more convincing evidence than the evidence on serotonin. The evidence on serotonin is one of the areas that's been most thoroughly researched over the last few decades. So my interpretation of this research is that we need to look at depression differently. We need to stop seeing it as a brain disorder.
And I think it's been extraordinary because, you know, this has been such a prevalent idea for so many years, and we've shown that actually it's not supported by the evidence. But not only that, people haven't been told, even though many people in the psychiatric community have known that the serotonin theory is pretty shaky for a long time. The public have not been told that. And so I think it's caused some embarrassment for the psychiatric community.
And the worry is that if antidepressants aren't doing what we thought they were doing, are they really doing more good than harm? You know, what are they doing to the brain? Might that be harm?
Yeah, look, we're so lucky to have you in here talking to us about this today. Your research being reported in all of the papers this morning, and as you say, an absolute game changer that all that you've done.
So that then raises the question of, if antidepressants aren't correcting an underlying abnormality of serotonin, what are they doing exactly? And we know that they are, modifying brain chemicals in some way, but we don't know that they're correcting an abnormality. So that should make us ask, what these are drugs. They're changing the state of the brain, and that might make us think a little bit more carefully, I think, about what they might be doing to us, particularly if we take them for long periods of time, and urge us, I think, to be more cautious about using them.
Interesting.
Well, our study isn't directly about what antidepressants do, but I think it's important for people to know that the evidence base for antidepressants, it consists of randomized controlled trials that compare antidepressants against a placebo pill. And those trials show that the difference between an antidepressant and a placebo is very small. And they also show that the majority of the response that happens, the majority of improvement that happens in those trials occurs in people who are on the placebo as well as on the antidepressant. So they show that the majority of the effect of an antidepressant is a placebo effect. So that's partly why many people feel better when they're on an antidepressant.
There are a range of different psychosocial therapy approaches that people also try, and some of those are incredibly effective with or without the use of any drugs.
And finally, Dr., what's the next step based on this research in terms of being able to treat depression, or the conversation that clinicians might have with people who are facing depression?
Well, look, 1 out of 5 young women before the age of 25 is experiencing a major depressive episode. 1 out of 10 young men. So this is something we clearly need a lot more research on so we can develop effective treatments that can reach everybody and will catch all the different forms of depression, since it seems now very clear that there's a whole bunch of different ways that people might get depressed.
So this paper is showing that if there's no association between depression and serotonin, that justification for using antidepressants isn't there. In other words, we really don't have evidence that they are rectifying an underlying abnormality.
But Professor, you know as well as I know that people will look for a crutch, they will look for a mask, something to just put a buffer between them and what they're going through. But a tablet is now not going to do that. Where do they go? What do they do?
So I think that's a really good question. And I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all answer. I think, depression is different in everyone that has it. And that's because the causes of depression are different in everyone that has it. And the first thing is to tackle the causes, is to address why someone is depressed. And there are lots of things about modern society that make people susceptible to depression. We live in very stressful times, huge cost of living crisis, so many people in debt, loneliness rife. So those are some of the main.
Watching the news and think the world's coming to an end. Well, if antidepressants work for Brooke Shields, why isn't that okay?
I disagree with it. And I think that there's a higher and better quality of life. And I think that promoting, for me personally, see, you're saying, well, I can't discuss what I want to discuss.
No, you absolutely can.
But Matt, you're going in and saying that I can't discuss that.
I'm only asking, isn't there a possibility that, do you examine the possibility that these things do work for some people? Aren't there examples where it works?
Matt, you're glib. You don't even know what Ritalin is. If you start talking about chemical imbalance, you have to evaluate and read the research papers on how they came up with these theories, Matt. Okay, that's what I've done. Then you go and you say, where's the medical test? Where's the blood test that says how much Ritalin you're supposed to get?
It's very impressive to listen to you because clearly you've done the homework and you know the subject.
And you should. And you should do that also, because just knowing people who are on Ritalin isn't enough. You should be a little bit more responsible in knowing.
I'm not prescribing Ritalin, Tom, and I'm not asking anyone else to do it.
You're saying no.
I know some people who seem to have been helped.
But this is a very important issue. This is a very, you know what? And you're here on the Today Show,
right?
And to talk about it in a way of saying, well, isn't it okay, and being reasonable about it when you don't know, and I do. I think that you should be a little bit more responsible in knowing what it is, because you communicate to people.
But you're now telling me that your experiences with the people I know, which are zero, are more important than my experiences.
What do you mean by that?
You're telling me what's worked for people I know, or hasn't worked for people I know, and I'm telling you I've lived with these people, and they're better.
So you're advocating it.
I am not. I'm telling you, in their case, in their individual case, it worked. I am not going to go out and say, get your kids on Ritalin, it's the cure-all, and the end-all.
Here's the point. What is an ideal scene in life?
All right, so let me just say this, right? For the people that are focusing on, that have focus on Tom Cruise versus what he was saying, it just let me know, like, you still have some growth and development to do. I don't give a damn who's pointing at the star. He's actually making sense because they are all theories. Depression is a theory. It's made up to mask up the true problem that is really going on. So stop it. So this is what I mean by growth and development. And I'm getting ready to go into the brain right now to show where people's brains are underdeveloped. Alcohol use, cigarette, tobacco, all of this shrinks your brain and causes depression, actually, and anxiety. So the people that's more focused, the fact that this Tom Cruise versus this, looking at the star that the individual is pointing to, it lets me know where your growth and development is at. It tells me that. It lets me know that there's something really wrong with you. And I don't mean no harm, but it is what it is. I mean, what the fuck? I'm listening to two individuals speak about a serious subject, and one is literally crushing the interviewer, the news anchor. He's literally crushing him, telling him that you haven't never done the research and the history and know the history behind depression and these diagnoses that these psychiatrists have given up and stating to these people. You don't know that. They're all made up. And some people, again, you need help. I told you need help. It is what it is. But let me get into why you need help. I'm going to show you why you need help. Because your brains are underdeveloped. More importantly, your frontal lobe is underdeveloped. It's not growing properly because you're not doing things that rewires your brain, which is called neuroplasticity, like shutting off the TV and reading things that are not comfortable to read, like things that fuck with your fragility, doing things that are not the normal that other people do. You see what I'm saying to you? Like changing the music that you're listening to, changing the environment that you're around. Those are the things that you should be doing so that way that you don't sit there and look and still think as a child when someone is literally speaking. That's why I can go around any group of people and I can listen to what they're saying without passing judgment. Oh, you're a white person, or you're an Asian person, or you're this and you're that. No, your intellect and your wisdom is going to determine the individual, how I see you. Not your fucking skin color, not your genetic makeup. Your intellect, your wisdom is going to determine how I view you, not your skin color, not your genetic makeup. See, this is the thing. This is called growth and development. This is called really wanting the best, but not just for you, but for your people. You see? So it's not, I know that I'm not exonerating the complex cell for the atrocities that they have done to our people. I'm not exonerating them. But I know most of them have a fucking brain the size of a peanut. And it's not them that's doing it. They're just going along with the flow like dead fish. They're not literally, they don't know no better. And the reason why they don't know no better is because of their brain. And this is what took so long. Everybody say, well, why did it take 400 years? And why we had to go through slavery many times? Because the universe said, we're going to allow them to evolve. We're going to allow them to evolve. If we allow them to evolve and you allowing them free access to your ass and beating you up and beating your mind up and you letting them in your mind and your heart, that's on you, angelic, benevolent, organic being. But we're going to allow them to evolve. So that way they can come to the realization one day that say, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. And when they get to that level, that where though they can say we shouldn't be doing this and they continue to do it, bam, this is what you see happening right now. So now let me get into this real fast. So let's go with the chemical that produces through the brain, which is serotonin. So serotonin is a neurotransmitter and hormone, plays a crucial role in various bodily functions, including mood regulations. Now listen, sleep, appetite, digestion, and blood clotting. Now, including mood regulations. What else plays a role in mood regulation and sleep and appetite? What else plays a major role in that? Genetics. So it is produced in the brain and also in the digestive system. It is produced in the brain and also where? In the digestive system, where it plays a significant role in regulating inflammation and immune response. So hold on. Now, with that being said, let me minimize this screen real fast. And let's Kalal take a look at some shit over here. Before I do that, let me read this here. Now, see, this is what happens when I'd rather order a book than order some fucking sneakers or order some drugs. You see what I'm saying to you? This is what I would rather do. I would rather order me some books. Than order me some sneakers and drugs, even though I got enough sneakers. So here we go. The neocortex. And you wonder why in the Matrix, it was Neo. If you ever looked at a brain, an image of the brain, you see it as white and pink. It looked white and pink. But this is why Neo obviously was a white guy. And he was so pale. If you look at that movie, he was extra pale in that movie. But he wore all black all the time. So the neocortex, controlling the controllers. Almost all of the exposed brain you see and figure, I'm not going to show you the picture, except the cerebellum and the brainstem at the bottom. Now, the cerebellum, hold on. I am going to show you that picture. Hold on. I got to pull it up now. I got to pull it up. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. And let me just make this very clear. I don't do videos for likes. I don't do, log the fuck off my video. I don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying to you? I'm not dealing with you in any type of level other than each one reach one. So you can always log out the video if you don't like what I said because it fucks with your fragility, because it fucks with your immaturity. I don't give a fuck. Get the hell up out of here. That's on you. See, you're not a threat to the system. The system loves you. You feel me? It values you. It appreciates you. You're not a threat. See, but it's all coming to an end, and it's coming to an end under your watch. Hold on. Let me pull this up here. What's the best picture I can use here? Okay. So when you look at the brain, this is the cerebellum. This is the miniature part of the brain. This is the brain stem. Majority of all this is what you call the neocortex of the brain. So now let me just show you this. Now it's a purpose of me showing that to you. Let me read this to you one more again so that way you can get a full understanding. And let me pull this over here. do it like that. Let me do this like, just so you can always have that in your memory. You can see that right there. And then here we go right here. Let me move this in here. Okay. Okay, here we go right here. Almost all the exposed brain you see in figure 2 and 1, this right here, except the cerebellum and the brain stem at the bottom, is the neocortex. Neo means new, and cortex means something like husk or outer shell. See this right here? Now, let me get over here. Boom. See, this should have been on YouTube. My YouTube family, I know you're mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. All right. I'm just going to get into this part. A large neocortex allows a lot of deciding to go on about what it is you will be doing. Let me see that right here. A large neocortex allows a lot of deciding to go on about what it is you will be doing among mammalian species. Now, remember when I said to you, you have the mammalian part of your brain and you have the neo-mammalian part of your brain. The mammalian part of your brain is more the primate, whereas the animal, where this is located where this is very limited thinking. You think like an animal. I just want to be honest with you. That's when they say you're 3/5 of a human being, because they broke your mind to have you think like an animal. And most animals think about eating, surviving, and fucking. That's it. So here we go. Let me flip this around. Among mammalian species, those that we tend to think of as the most intelligent, such as primates, cetaceans, and perhaps elephants, have the largest neocortices. Well, it's not just the it's not just the neocortex that impacts intelligence. It's the size of the, hold on, let me move that over. It's the size of the frontal lobe. Frontal lobe. Well, you know what fucks your frontal lobe up? Drinking, alcohol, smoking cigarettes, tobacco products, coffee, soda, artificial foods. Stop this motherfucker right here from functioning properly. So therefore you will point at Tom Cruise instead of listening to what the fuck he actually was saying. See what I'm saying to you? So let me move forward. Here we go. You can tell when you're dealing with people that have small frontal lobes. The most intelligence amongst animals just listed primates. Now, of course, they're going to tell you that primates have the most intelligence out of these species. But if you ever look at an elephant, you know how powerful and intelligent an elephant really is? If you ever go on the internet and you pull up elephants and their behaviors and their characteristics, they're very family orientated. Chimpanzees, monkeys kill each other. They violently destroy each other. They rape each other. They will eat each other. So how the fuck is this the most intelligent animal out of this animal right here? This animal right here, do you know how long it takes for a mother elephant to deliver a baby? 2 years, baby. 2 motherfucking years. And when her baby drops, the whole planet feels her baby when it hits the motherfucking earth, when it touches the earth. Not only that, do you know the temperament of an elephant and the memory of an elephant and how peaceful and loving elephants are? Elephants and their crew and their pack, the female is the matriarch. She is the head of the pack, not the male. It is the female. And the female take care of all of the youngins. And even there are males in the group, but the female is the matriarch of the pack. And they all are together. It's no infighting. It's no fucking arguing with one another. The only time you will see a male elephant challenge another male elephant is when it comes down to reproducing. That's it. That's the only time you see that. They don't fight each other, but they want to tell you that the most intelligent animal, primates, because you know why? Because they splice and they use the genetic makeup of primates to make these individuals. And so let me just read. The most intelligent among the animals just listed, primates, have the largest frontal lobe relative to the rest of the neocortex. Okay, that's a lot. So let me just move on down here because I want to finish playing this here. Now I want to read this here real fast. And this is what, and this right here should wake, I did this before, but this right here should wake some people up. If you don't have large frontal lobe, let me say that again. If you don't have large frontal lobe, let me say that one more again. If you don't have large frontal lobe, your behavior tends to be dominated by your current needs and what is currently going on in the world around you. So you're stuck to the world. You're stuck to the world. You can't see beyond the world and understand that the world is small compared to you and the universe. You can't see that. So you're dominated. You're completely dominated. Oh, Donald Trump is racist. Biden is racist. The Republican Party don't like us. The Democratic Party is the best party. Oh my gosh, Kamala Harris. That's the right wing and the left wing of the fucking bird, and they got you flapping right along with them. So now let me keep on moving. If you're a lizard, they had to use a lizard. They didn't want to say if you if your brain is under the if you're a lizard, you're either hungry or cold or hot or seeking a mate or in danger of being caught by a predator. Now, let me make this. How does that sound amongst our community? How does that sound amongst our community and even the people that you see right now on a day-to-day basis? When you Star Seeds that's watching my video, how does that feel when you look at these grown-ass adults around you? What do you see them talking about? What do you see them going back and forth about? Meanwhile, 468,000 children are going missing every fucking year out of the United States of America, and we're the #1 spenders in national defense. We got more security cameras, more door cameras, more motherfucking helicopters in the sky with cameras, and you mean to tell me you can't find who's snatching children? You done lost your French toast fucking mind. Get off my motherfucking page, the weak ones. Get off my page because you ain't got much longer. The dead is going to fertilize the fucking earth. See, I told you, the worst people is not motherfuckers that's already dead. It's the ones that's walking around that is dead, that think they are alive. They are more dangerous than the people that are already in the fuck. Christopher Columbus ain't got shit on LeBron James. Let me make that motherfucking clear. Christopher Columbus ain't got a motherfucking thing on LeBron James and all them niggas in the fucking NBA that support and love and value fucking white people in their mission. You people are fucking crazy. That's why they got you focused on these dumbass motherfuckers while your children are being spoon-fed by your own fucking people, by your own people to be destructive and not even think for themselves. So let me read this again. If you're a lizard, you're either hungry or cold or hot or seeking a mate or in danger of being caught by a predator. You have a number of behavioral receptors and your brain select among them. For example, you may be seeking a mate, in which case you're following the looking for love motor program. Look at that shit. You're looking for love program. Look, motor program. You see why that shit is embedded in you through fucking Valentine's Day, Christmas Day. Oh, love. Your music songs, your artists. You gotta love. Y'all, most of y'all don't really know what fucking love is because love is not comfortable. Love is not just sitting around holding hands and fucking skipping through hell. Y'all really don't know what love is because the moment that somebody challenges you, somebody challenges your insecurities, and somebody that wants you better. Challenging your insecurities is not me out here running around with different women. That's a nut ass nigga. I don't give a fuck what you say. But if a man is out here, a man tell you, hey, listen, check this out. I'm in the polygyny. I'm going to be X, Y, and Z, and are you with it or not? That's oh shit, I can't fuck with that. Why? Why? Because I want to raise children better. You feel what I'm saying? That's just one example. That's just one example that messes with people and they find themselves lonely, depressed by themselves and going from man to man to man. See, because you're looking for love motor program and your idea of love is some shit that's in a fairy tale movie. That's not true. That's not true. Everybody, let me explain something to you. When you're with somebody that really genuinely cares for you, that person is going to move you. That person, and guess what? The person may not even move you by saying, hey, look, I need you to learn this. I need you to do that. The person may just move you based upon their actions and how they're treating you. First of all, how they're treating themselves. Get up early in the morning, going to go exercise. Getting up early in the morning, not just exercising, eating right, eating, juicing. And then you're sitting back and you're looking at this motherfucker. You like, God damn, this nigga is really disciplined. He's really doing this thing. And you know what that does? That touches your soul. And then you say to yourself, like, why am I not doing this? Why can't I be disciplined like him? No. See, now you're competing instead of saying, you know what? Let me find my alignment. Let me find my alignment, because guess what? He is assisting me indirectly or indirectly with my alignment. Let me find myself. And guess what? A man that is helping you find yourself is not going to add any depression and all that other bull crap to you. That's something that you're going to generate on your own based upon your inability to function as a complete woman. Or complete, it could go vice versa, based on a male that can't function as a complete man. Point blank and simple. So now let me finish reading this part so I can get to the other part. Because a lot of people are gonna be mad. I don't give a French toast. No, I don't give a damn. Here we go. Looking for love motor program. When you spot a hawk circling ahead, like you see the police, when you see the police and you spot a hawk circling ahead, at which point you switch to the avoiding hawk motor program and seek a rock to crawl under. That's what happens. So now let me move forward. Now remember in that video, she spoke about there is a biological issue. This is the problem. You see these species right here? I want you to look at these species right here. Each one of these species has a brain. Every last one of them. But none of these species has the largest brain. This one has the largest brain out of all of them. And he has a prefrontal lobe. He doesn't have a full frontal lobe. He has a prefrontal lobe. Now, here we go. Now, we're going to go over here to this real fast. Hold on. Let me go there. You don't like this, and you don't gotta like it. You see that right there? Brown rat. Hold on for a second. Go over here so we can just put all this shit together. Brown rat. You see the size of the brain? You see the size of the brain? You see, more importantly, do you see the size of the neocortex? Do you see that? Do you see the frontal lobe? This is the stem part of the brain. You see the frontal lobe? That shit is small. The whole the neocortex of the brain is small. You see that brown rat? You see this domestic dog? Look at this. This is the stem part of the brain. This is the cerebellum of the brain. And look at this neocortex. Look how small it is. Domestic sheep. Hold on. We didn't even go over here. Let's go over here. Domestic pig, because you have this genetic makeup too. You have that DNA as well. And look at the brain. Look at this is the stem part of the brain. This is the lower part of the brain, cerebellum. Look, common. This is a marmoset. This is a monkey right here. A marmoset monkey. Look at the brain. Look at the size of the brain, and look at the stem part of the brain. Look. Rhesus monkey, look at the brain, look at the stem part of the brain, look at this neocortex. Look, it's completely underdeveloped. Now we go over the human brain. Now they want to tell you, if you actually study, of course they're not going to give you this information, but I know that neuroscientists, they watch my videos. Of course they do. I know you do. But I'm not bragging about myself for doing that. I just know that you watch my video, because what's happening is you want a different. If I was a scientist, I like to listen to other people because they give a different perspective. You understand? They give a different perspective, and it's okay. Now, I'm not going to listen to someone after they've been talking for 20 minutes and it doesn't resonate, because I'll be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, because then how would this make sense? You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense with this. However, they, on the other hand, says no. Kala has an idea. He knows what he is talking about, and I never went to none of their fucking schools. So anyway, so here you go right here. When you look at this portion of the brain, when you look at the brain, they say the human brain. Most of us, majority of everybody, is operating from this portion of the brain. This portion of the brain is dormant in other races of people, in the complex cell people. Now, the orbital frontal lobe, it sits underneath your prefrontal lobe and your frontal lobe, your frontal lobe and your prefrontal lobe. But it's an orbital frontal lobe that sits here as well. It sits right in the mammalian section of the brain. Yes, it does. And this is where you will see like your judges, your what you would call your people that can actually talk like they can articulate themselves in the world. You know what I mean? Your teachers, your professors, so forth and so on. That is what you that's they have this frontal, this prefrontal, this orbital frontal cortex that sits down here. But us, my people, this is all of us. We have this available to us. The problem is that the foods that we're eating, it causes a shock inside of our brain. It causes a shock. So when you're eating sugar, unnatural sugar, your brain is being shocked and it's not allowing it to flow properly. That's why people, the moment they stop eating sugar for a period of time, you start thinking differently automatically. Why? Because now this portion of the brain is coming online. It has nothing to do with other races of people. This portion of the brain is coming online. Depression, anxiety, all of this shit is made up. The reason why these people are dealing with so much depression and anxiety is because when you are genetically spliced with these species right here, you have a hard time coping with life. It's all it is. And with black people, we are the reason why you can diagnose us with depression is because of the foods that we are eating, the music and shit that we take, the alcohol that we're drinking. When you're doing that right there, you are automatically going to put yourself in a depressed state of mind. No matter how you think that you're going to come out of it, the alcohol is a coping mechanism. Cigarettes is coping. Eating foods are coping. All of those are just coping mechanisms. So what happens is they have created a drug. They have created antidepressants to keep these people in a docile state. See, this is why once they can't take these drugs anymore, what you think is going to happen? Once the pharmaceutical company is not providing these drugs to them anymore to keep them in that docile mental state, what you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Think about this. With us, it's completely different. Once you stop taking the drugs, you are going to heal properly and you're going to stop all of the unnecessary self-destruction shit that you're going. Most people, this is no lie, for our people, most people that feel as though that they are depressed and full of anxiety are doing the same shit that put them in the depressed state in the first place. And then they say, I'm going to isolate myself. I'm not going to be around certain group of people. I want to sit up in the house. That's even worse. You don't even get that. That's even worse for us. You're supposed to be outside and be sociable. But what's problem is the people that you affiliate yourself with. That's the issue. Stop affiliating yourself with people that want to drain you, that want you to be in the same sleep and slumber as them. That's it. It's simple as that. I walk into a house and they watching a basketball game and they tripping over the game. I can walk right out. I'm cool. I'm out. And you know what happens? They be like, oh my gosh, like, yo, man, what's into him? Bro, they're only using 1% of their brain to play that basketball game. What are you talking about? I'm not going to sit there and for 4 hours and watch a game that's doing absolutely nothing for my intelligence. And most of them they possess intelligence and wisdom, but they're not using it. They're using their physical skill ability that was taught to them by a species that can't have that ability. See, they only allow you to tap into the abilities that we have that benefits them. Just like Superman, physical. Batman was using his mind and almost killed Superman. That's why I always bring that up, because it's the truth. They only allow you to tap in to the physical ability, boxing, football, baseball, basketball, you know what I'm saying? All the shit that destroy your brain. All of it. What is it? Chronic traumatic encephalopathy. That's what football. Soon as the helmet hit each other, boom, head, your brain is shaking inside of your skull, and that causes trauma to your brain. Now your brain is in shock because you just like when somebody hit their head and they be like, I got a headache, or you're not feeling well. Yeah, you done caused trauma and shock to your brain. And they advocate this shit for you because you know why? Because they know if they keep you doing that, this will never grow. You will never think for yourself. I will always think for you. I will use your energy against you all the time, and you won't even know it. You won't even know it at all. You have no clue at all in how you are being used at all. And they give you all of these terminologies, medical terminologies, to cover up what the true problem is. The true problem is that when you have worm and you're part zebrafish and you're part mouse, you're part fruit fly, look at the size of their brains. You take on the DNA. Your DNA determines your personality and your characteristics. Period. That your DNA determines that. And you're sitting here, they sit there and just got, I read out of that neuroscience. His name is Frank Ampather. I think that's his name. Man, what the fuck? I got the book right here. No, it's in my car. That neuroscience book is in my car. But I do believe his name is Frank Ampather. He's a neuroscientist. No scientist is going to put their license on the line and write information down in a book and have it published and to destroy their career. They're not going to do that. So, with that being said, my people, hold on, let me see. Somebody had a question. I sure am. I'm gonna keep the sun on their neck. I'm not really worried about the blackout that goes on around the entire planet because, yeah, it's going to be the entire planet. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the blackout that's right here because most of us, if we did a brain scan or MRI for the organic species on this planet, you would have actually it would be dark. It will be dark in some places because you're not using it. And if you don't use it, you lose it. Just so that you know that. If you don't use it, you lose it. So now I'm not concerned about the blackout. I want the blackout to happen. I want the fucking power to go completely out. I don't want no electrical services to be working. Only electrical services that should be working is this right here. That's it. I don't want none of this shit to be working because once that stops working, then my people can begin to start to heal. Now, it's going to be as tragic. It's going to be some trauma in our healing, but guess what? It's going to be good trauma. You got bad trauma and you got good trauma. See, when I go to the gym, that's some good trauma. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. Sitting in that sauna for 20 minutes, doing yoga for 20 minutes, lifting weights, and then my body is sore the next day. That's good trauma to me. See, I don't have a problem with that. Bad trauma is sending my children to a school, to another species that's telling them they're inadequate on a fucking planet that is designed directly for them. That is bad trauma. Taking my child to a medical hospital and the doctor is diagnosing my child with ADHD when good goddamn well the reason why my child is not sitting still because that's not how my child should learn. My child does not need to be sitting still in the classroom absorbing fucking lies. See, that's trauma. That's the wrong type of trauma to have. And see, if I'm going to send my child to their school because we understand that we are in a prisoner of war, not a problem. I'm going to make you send my child home, not because of my child behavior, because my child is going to be questioning everything you spill out your fucking mouth. And guess what's going to happen? He's going to end up, or she is going to end up influencing other children to ask questions and even go home and question their parents. Why are you sending me straight to this prison of a school? Because Kala baby said that while we here learning this, and this came from when the education system was written by warlords, it's not teaching us nothing. You know, I pulled up the other day as I'm pulling out of my block, right? There's a private school right around the corner from me, and it's a public school at the corner right here. You know, when I pulled up around the corner and I'm looking at the crossing guards that was in the middle, that was in the street, as well as the bus drivers because they was pulled over, I said, let me ask you a question. When you went to school, right? Did you think that you would be a crossing guard? The look that them motherfuckers gave me. I said, hold on for 1 second. You went to school for 12 years. Did you go to college? I did a little bit of college. Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you think that you would be a crossing guard Was that your goal going to school? Because you didn't have to go to school for 12 years to say, hey, stop at that red light. Don't cross. You see, I got a stop sign here. Like children don't know what the fuck the difference in color. Like a child don't know a yellow light, a red light, and a fucking green light. Like we don't understand a fucking sign that's coming up on a thing. Are you kidding me? Did you really go to school to drive around a fucking school bus? I'm asking you a question. I'm not saying there is something wrong with that occupation. That's not what I'm saying. But if you went to school for 12 motherfucking years, you woke up every day and you was in the front of the class and you had your number 2 pencil and you was doing your SAT tests and all the other bullshit and you was passing it. Teacher, I did my homework. Give me a sticker. Give me a sticker. I got 100 on my crest. I got 100 on my test. You did all that shit right there to be right here as I'm driving past you, going to my job to cross kids across the street. Are you fucking kidding me? You better stop playing with me. You better stop playing with me. You better stop playing with me. And you should have seen the look on their faces when I asked that question. I mean, I'm being real. That's real, some real shit. Did you go to school in college for you to be in fucking Walmart at the cash register? Did you do that? Did you go to fucking school to be in Neiman at a clothing store to fold up fucking clothes and sell fucking shirts and walk around and sell shoes? I'm asking you, did you do that? You wasted your fucking life. Just admit it. Just admit it. I don't have a problem with it. Admit it. Let's just be honest here. When I was in school, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be one of the high-paying jobs. Let's just be real. You ain't go to school to say that you was crossing people. You wanted one of them high-end jobs. And to come to find out when you were finished with school that was not in your eyesight anymore. Why? Why? Tell me why. So please stop it, my people. Stop it. And for my other brothers and sisters that promote this type of toxic, this death world to our children, I want you to understand something. You got something coming your way. You got something coming your motherfucking way. You do. And you know it now. See, no matter what you want to say, and you know what's so funny about this, how I be reading some people, other comments somewhere. You know, and not all of us, but the ones that love to usurp that energy, the ones that like to be like, I'm the big shot, big dog, big kahuna, they would love to embarrass people on social. You know, somebody would have been made a video to say Kalai is wrong. He is off his rocker. There is something, he is lying about this. And nobody made a video about them chromosomes yet, even if you ain't got to mention my name, but you can make clarity of it. Nobody made a video about that sun and that energy on the backside of that planet at nighttime that's sending them cosmic particles in here that is tearing that ass up at night and even during the day. Nobody's seen to make a video about that yet. I'm waiting on it though. I'm looking and searching. I'm quite sure people will want to send it to me. Believe me, because I check. People, you know how people send it. I be in a thing, Kalai. Look at this. I shared a video with you. Check this out. Somebody said this. Somebody did this. They don't got to mention my name because, you know, I told you the one thing that we like to do is we like to embarrass one another. We like to embarrass one another because we want to be head honcho. I'm not here to embarrass you. You want to embarrass yourself. You already have. Seriously, you already embarrassed yourself. A lot of them have, talking about absolutely nothing, when this right here is the main shit that we should be talking about right here. The sun in genetics, and why do we have a species that share this genetic makeup with these species to make one living organism, medically evaluating our children as well as educating them? Why do we have that? Huh? Why? No one seems to answer that question. No one seems to be bothered with that. You got to go back and look at the video, bro. I don't have time to be answering. Depression is made up. You know what I mean? It's a theory. Depression is made up. All you got to do is you can go back and look at the entire video. I spoke on it from a neurological point of view as well as from a biological point of view. That's all you have to do is go back and look at the video. It's made up. Depression is made up. I've never seen somebody that went from eating meat, drinking alcohol. I could use myself for an example. I was growing. I grew up in the heart of North Philly. I was shot multiple times at 14 fucking years old. I went to the penitentiary. I went to the feds. ATF, alcohol, tobacco, or firearms locked me the fuck up. I'm not bragging about none of this. I ate sugar all the time. That's why I wear glasses. I hated school. I was depressed, and I was masking my depression up with shopping, going to the gym, working out for 16 motherfucking hours a day, instead of picking up a book and actually reading something, my brother or sister, whichever one it is. I can use myself as that example. Depression is made up in the moment that I said, you know what? When I listen to Dr. Ben, when I listen to Dr. Dilbert Blair, when I listen to Young Pharaoh, when it come down to genetics, and I said, hold up, I listen to them. Now it's time for me to grab my own shit. And then I read the book from Sister Al Scheherazade, The Basic Understandings of a Woman. And then I started looking into neurology. Nigga, depression is made up. It's made up. A lot of our brothers out here right now are angry because you're full of estrogen. You got fucking stomachs like a pregnant woman. You got breasts like a fucking pregnant woman. And that's why you want to snap out and kill somebody instantaneously. This is a biological thing, bro. The moment that I stopped doing all of the shit that the world wanted me to do, the moment I stopped doing that shit, that's why I go outside now. Listen, let me tell you, there's a sister that I train in the gym. Watch my videos. She'll tell you right then and there, the white people, when I walk in the gym, the respect level that listen, they didn't respect me when I was lifting weights all day. When I looked at, hold on, let me show you some pictures. Let me show y'all some motherfucking pictures. Let me show y'all some shit. Hold on. And I don't care. Some of you dudes gonna get mad at me because y'all know how. Where's my photo album at? Oh, let me see. I was depressed, covering my depression up with shopping, going on vacations. Not how the fuck I'm in Jamaica and not enjoying myself in Jamaica because I'm depressed. That's why. How the hell? That don't make any sense. I felt like I needed to go to an island in order for me to be happy. I felt like I needed to be in a mall shopping in order for me to be happy. I felt like I needed to be. Hold on. See some of these pictures I got in here. Y'all better hope I don't have these pictures on here. I use myself as an example. I was the greatest creation. I wasn't the best creation or the greatest creation for the complex cell organism, but I was one of the greatest creations. Man, I was one of the greatest creations, lifting weights all day long. I used to work out 3 hours in the morning, and then when I got off work at night, I still would hit the gym up for another 2 hours. What the hell am I doing? You know how slow that made me? You know how retarded the body has approximately 600 muscles. You know how powerful one neuron is? The body has 600 muscles. You know how powerful one fucking neuron is right here? Are you kidding me? But meanwhile, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Depression is made up. So you can go back and look. Hold on. Yeah, I think I saved them on a disc because I had pictures of my star seeds and when we was in Jamaica and stuff. I think I saved it on a disc. Yeah, I don't have them over here. I feel some type of way about that. What is that? Oh no. Mm, no, I don't have more here. That's all right. Lucky you. Lucky you. But anybody that knows me know I'm telling the truth. And nobody knew I was depressed. I knew my actions determined that I was depressed. Why am I shopping all day? Why do I need to buy 16 pair of sneakers? What the hell am I doing? Yeah, why do I need to do that? Huh? Why would I need to do that? Because I'm depressed? Because I'm depressed? A nigga had $10,000 in his pocket one day. Woke up the next day, didn't even realize. I don't even know where the money went to. A fool and his money will part ways. A fool and his energy will part ways too. This is what you must understand. Let me see this. Let me see this comment right here. Yes, that's true. People have made their mind up to subjugate themselves to this and then make excuses about, oh, I'm depressed. I'm going through something. Everybody's going through something. Stop putting yourself in positions to keep going through something. That's all. Stop putting yourself in disadvantageous situations. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And guess what? You will see your light start to shine. You will see how people will want to start to be around you on a regular, or just want to be around your energy and be like, yo. Damn, I forgot I had that picture in here. Hold on. Let me see if I got it. If I can't pull it up, I don't know where. If I can't pull it up, I can't pull up none of my pictures that I had when I was matter of fact, yeah, if I can't pull them up, fuck it. It's okay. I don't have to pull them up. But yeah, I was a depressed person. You know what I mean? And I thank the universe for allowing me to see myself for who I am versus, you know what I mean, the way the world wanted me to be seen. You know what I mean? I do. I think that it's not necessary. People say you came a long way. That's a choice though I had to make. The choice within myself, I had to make that. Video, photos. Let me see something here. Let me see something here. All right, hold on. Let me see. See all pictures. Photos. Okay, here you go right here. That nigga right there was a fucking, that nigga right there, that nigga was a weakling. He couldn't defend a damn thing. Hold on, let me flip this around. I got some more pictures. I'm gonna show y'all all my pictures. That nigga right there, you see that nigga? Was big for nothing. Couldn't do a damn thing. You see, was retarded. Unhealthy and completely retarded. Unhealthy and completely, but see, let me tell you how I was though. You see my little girl? You see my little girl? Daddy picked her up. You see my little girl? That's my little baby right there. You see how I was? You see me and my son? You see me and my boy? Me and my son. See, that's the one thing about the universe. See, I was a family-orientated person. You follow me? You feel me? I'm a family-orientated person. So this is one thing that the universe looked at. Hold on, let me pull it. How do you go photos? Hey, I got some more flips in here. I'm gonna show you. I was a retard. I don't have a problem with admitting that. You know what I'm saying? People don't get it. Motherfucker think because you paying bills or you paying bills and you got a car, you ain't a retard. Nigga, I was a retard. Fuck wrong with you? I don't have no problem admitting that. Turn this around. You see that right there? You see that nigga right there? That's what I was right there. Retard. Hold on. Even though I was coming out of my sleep and slumber. See that right there? See that right there? I worked on my body more than I worked on my motherfucking mind. You see that right there? I worked on my body more than I worked on my mind. You see that right there? I worked on my body more than I worked on my fucking mind. So when people be talking about, oh, yeah, see that right there? I worked on my body more than I worked on my mind. You see when people be sitting there talking that dumb shit, this my man, this my good brother right here. This brother right here literally pulled me to the side and took his time. Yo, he took that brother hold on, let me flip this around. This brother right here took me to his office and taught me about Kundalini energy. This is my man Kev right here. He showed me he was part of my awakening, part of my motherfucking awakening, man. You don't understand how much gratitude I have for him. Hold on. Let me flip my account when people, you know what I mean? You even though you can go on this page and see that shit all day, but let me go on down here. Let me go on down here. I was a motherfucking fool. I was a fool. Yeah. See my little baby? That's my baby right there. See my princess? You see that's my divine right there. That's my love right there. Hold on, let me go. See, some people never had that type of, you never had that type of connection with yourself. So I could admit where I was at, where I went wrong at, and where I went in my life. I can admit that. I can tell you one thing: it ain't going down no French toast more. It ain't going down no more. So depression is a theory. Depression is made up. It's about what you want in life. It's about what you put your positions that you are putting yourself in life. Ain't no more depression jumping off with me. Ain't no more, and that's what makes people mad, because I'm not depressed no more. Ain't none of that shit happening with me. Depressed about what? You fucking kidding me? I got my mind. I have my mind and I got my soul. That's the most important thing. I didn't have my mind and soul at one point in time. I thought I did. This the world that make you think that you using your own mind so quick, fast, in a hurry. Hold on. I'm gonna show some more pictures, because I wanna make some of these cowards on here. I wanna make some of these dudes mad. You see that smile right there between me and my baby? See that smile right there between me and my baby? Yeah, I bet. Let me go back over here. I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep making me go all the way from the beginning, because I want to show some more. Yeah, don't get back. This is the whole photo album. I want to go down here. I want to show some more. I want to make you mad. Get up off my page. Find somebody else to be depressed with. I want to finish making you mad. See, I went from working on my physical body to working on my soul. That's what I went to. And I excelled at both of them. When I worked on my physical body all day, it looked fucking amazing. You better believe it. And when I'm working on my soul and my mind, I excelled at both of them. So I had the best of both motherfucking worlds, baby. I had the best of both worlds. Some of you can't graduate from that. See? I had the best of both worlds. Hold on. Let me see something here. Hold on. I'm going to end it with this. You know how people be sitting back in the day, man, back in the day, I used to do this, I used to do that. Well, what the fuck you look like now? Well, you can't keep that shit going? Why the fuck you can't keep it going now? Oh, man, well, I used to do this back in the day. I'm doing this shit back. But why you can't do it now? I'm still doing, I'm just not as big as I was. But I'm still on my fucking game. I still get up every day and pop that motherfucking gym. Hold on. Let me make y'all mad real fast. Let me make a couple people mad. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me make a couple people mad real fast. Hold on. You know it. I'm ready to make a couple people a little bit more madder. Uh-huh. Abundance, my brother. Absolutely, man. Each one reach one. That's how we grow. Ain't no each one teach one. We reminding each other. Each one reach one. That's how we grow. Don't ever forget that. I mean that, man. I fucks with my motherfucking people big time. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I gotta save this live. Oh. I gotta save this live. I didn't know the battery was ready to go down on me. I didn't know the battery was trying to go out on me. Hold on. All right. Come on. I'm gonna finish it right here with this. It's gonna make you mad. It's gonna make you mad. Watch this make you mad. Hey, ladies, watch it make you mad. Watch this. I had the best of both worlds, bro. The best of both worlds. See that right there? The best of both worlds, bro. The best of both worlds, bro. The best of both worlds, bro. Huh? And that's how I was eating. Bunch of bullshit. Look at the eggs over there. Look at the oatmeal. I think that's cream of wheat. That's cream of wheat. Look, cream of wheat, and that's turkey bacon right there. Eggs, turkey bacon, and cream of wheat. That's how I used to eat. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This was eggs right here. This was I always was eating healthy. This is my protein shake. Look, I had the best of both worlds. Definitely a motivator. Definitely a motivator. Hold on. How do I get out? I want to get. Look at how I was eating. Tuna fish, eggs. I was killing myself. I was killing myself. Huh? And then I went from that to all the goddamn books. Look at how I was eating. Look at how I was eating. That was self-motivated. I didn't need nobody else to do that shit for me. I didn't need nobody to do that for me. Oh, come on, man. We gonna go. You gotta work out. No, I was doing that shit on my own. The same thing that you should be self-motivated to do it on your own. Build yourself up. It's my babies when they were young. My young boy and my young bucks when they were young. My young bucks. My young bucks. A little squad. My young bucks. My young bucks. See, that's a family man. You know, I had somebody tell me at one point in time to tell me, why do you still communicate with the mother of your children and your children? Get the fuck out of here. Are you out your fucking mind? Why would you even deal with a dude that got children and ain't in no communication with them? Are you out your mind? This is the type of mind frame that we have out here. Why would you even deal with somebody like that? Would that mean if you had a child by me, that mean I would abandon you? Why would you even why would you even want to be around somebody like that? Are you kidding me? Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how can I go stay on this without. No, it ain't gonna let me do it. Anyway, so I wanted to get off of here, my people. I enjoyed our fun. I enjoyed our conversation. If you want to know how depression is all made up, it's all theories. And if you do the research on the psychologists or the psychiatrists that came up with these theories, you will see they were all racist based, and a lot of them were lizards or reptilians. So they was just what they were doing is masking up the biological reason on why other races of people are dealing with anxiety and can't sleep and dealing with depression, because they are genetically spliced with different species, and that species DNA is running alongside with one another. So you don't know if you want to fucking swim like a zebrafish, walk on all fours like a cow, climb trees like a fucking chimpanzee. You don't know what you want to do. You're fighting all of it. That's why the television is so important, because the TV programs them on how they should conduct themselves. The school system works for them. It programs them on how they should be conducting themselves. This is what you don't understand. This is what y'all don't even get. That's why the TV constantly show them in this type of light, because it helps them. It's a therapeutic machine for them, but it's a destruction machine for you. You ever notice that whenever they show, especially during Christmas time, how they try to add even more depression on black men? You ever see the Comcast commercials? I was a black man, I was lost, and I applied for Comcast, and then you see a white man put his arm around a black guy. Oh, I was trying to help him and saved his life. He got a job here and he works at Comcast. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? The mental destruction, the manipulation that you species have done for so fucking long, and think that you would have got away with this shit. You really thought you was gonna you really thought there was some loving God that created you to do some of the most dark and inhumane shit to people, and you were just gonna get away with it. You're just gonna get away with it. I'm confused about your method of thinking. Oh, almost time for me to get out of here. Gotta go do my other job. But I appreciate you all. Y'all all have an amazing Supreme Cosmic Day. This was an amazing video right here. And I can't wait to go on live to my YouTube family. My YouTube family, I value y'all. I do. I sincerely do. I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna do a call-in live. I apologize. I was gonna do a call-in live today from Friday, but I gotta go into my job. So, and it's okay. The job that I have, when people be talking about, oh, Kalai, you work, I sure do. I love helping people. I help the mentally challenged at work, and I help the mentally challenged in this motherfucking world. You better believe it. You know how many police officers and doctors and other people have watched my videos and say, you know what? He is telling the truth. And I really need to reevaluate the shit that I've been contributing to my entire existence. You goddamn right. Some of us actually going to turn and look at your parents and say, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or this is how you say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't say nothing to them at all. Just live your life differently. And when they ask you why you are doing the things that you're doing as opposed to doing the same repetitive shit, you say, I'm no longer on the wheel like a hamster. I'm done on the fucking hamster wheel. You and your generation can stay on the hamster wheel. I am off of that. See, the hamster don't realize it's a whole motherfucking area to run around in, but he chooses to just run on the fucking wheel. Kalai, get off of here. I need to get the fuck off of here. Seriously, the hamster choose to run on the wheel. Nigga, you can get out there and just run, swim. There's a whole vast fucking world. Run, enjoy life. But you choose to stay on the wheel because you think that you're getting somewhere with that. You're not getting nowhere. Just a slow death. And what the universe is doing right now is to speed up that death. See, that's all it is. And I applaud the universe for doing it because it's time to speed it up. Get the real shit out get the death shit out of the way real quick. Instead of somebody living, you know, somebody can live for 80 years and poison everybody that comes around in their fucking circle. Do you know how dangerous that is? To live for 80 years and spill out the same poison? That's crazy. Oh no. The universe said, that shit got to stop. This shit coming to an end. Mental death, physical death, instantaneously. It ain't no more mental dead, physically I'm alive. No. Mental death, physical death. Get the fuck out of here. Abundance and gratitude to you all. Y'all all have an amazing supreme cosmic rest of your day. And please don't let nobody dim your light. Understand how unique and beautiful and amazing you are as an individual. Understand how powerful you are as an individual. Starseeds, I want you to know something. Your voice will be heard. Your voice will be heard. This is abuse that is going on with you on a day-to-day basis. And I want you to know that. And I sincerely apologize. I sincerely apologize for the abuse that you are subjugated to. But it's now coming to a complete and fucking total end. And I need you, Starseeds, to see your beauty, to see your own individual power, and not allow someone to use it for their growth and development. That shit is over and done with. We're not doing that no more, Starseeds. We're done with that. I value you. I appreciate you, Starseeds. Believe that when I tell you. These grown-ass people on YouTube talking about better man, better woman, better man, better woman, blah, 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 blah. I don't, listen, what about better children? I don't give a fuck how good a relationship is. It will never be at its best unless our children are at their best. Believe me, you, when I tell you that. And the universe is going to show all of us this shit. I value you. I appreciate you. Have an amazing, supreme cosmic day. Woman, child, and man, cosmos and earth, eternal light. Each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. Protect yourself at all times with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, and 3D human free. Kalama Amen Ra, divine gene for life. Sunblood, sunblood, sunblood. I am not black. It's not about one love. It's about whole love. Peace, abundance, and gratitude to you all.